What's up, everybody? Want to see if people are going to get on real quick before I can do this live feed. I haven't done any videos since all this stuff with the coronavirus has been happening. So I wanted to make a video for you guys so you guys could see what my thoughts on it is, my 2 cents, and, see if maybe we could get some people on this live feed real quick to talk to about it. But as you know, today is Saturday, March 21st. And last, basically Tuesday, the Bay Area pretty much shut down. They ordered everyone to shelter in place. I don't think it's really a quarantine, but it's definitely a shelter in place. San Francisco was the first city that you see over there in the distance that had a 24-hour shelter in place. And Oakland, Richmond, and almost every other city in the county, San Jose especially, has had shelter in places. And, for the most part, they don't want people being out unless they have to go to the grocery store or to the drugstore or to go see the doctor or a medical appointment. And, things have been kind of quiet in the Bay Area, which is, not common because the Bay Area is a busy place. I'm out here exercising, doing my mile walk out here in Richmond. I was visiting family in Richmond. I'm in Point Richmond, kicking back. As you can see, the beautiful views. There's still people out here, exercising with their families. I'm keeping my distance from people because I don't want to catch this shit. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I'm gonna tell you my take on it. Some might say, "Is it real? What do you think, Jose? What is going on? What do you think of this lockdown or whatever, shutdown?" My 2 cents on it is, I didn't take it seriously at first. You know what I mean? Because, face it, we've lived through so many, different pandemics and flus and all that. The flu kills a lot of people year round. We've had the swine flu, Ebola. We've had SARS. We've had the bird flu, and etc. And if you go to the past, you have things like, tuberculosis and what was the other one called? Polio, and a lot of things. And these big pandemics are nothing new. They just haven't happened in a long time. You know what I mean? That's the thing that's strange to a lot of people. That a pandemic like this, it scared the world like this, hasn't happened in almost 100 years. And the last big pandemic to happened in in I want to say 1918, the Spanish flu as they called it. It was a flu that I believe originated from from China as well, or somewhere in Asia, and it spread across the country. Across the world. It spread across Europe, the Middle East, Mexico, America, the U.S., and it killed millions of people. And the thing that scared people at that time was that it was killing young people, not little kids or old people, but young people, like people that were in their 20s and 30s and healthy. And it was a serious pandemic, and it killed millions around the world. So it's nothing new. But the way I look at it is that probably fucked the world up and scared a lot of people. Just like this is scaring a lot of people now. But our ancestors, really, who lived through that, because we don't want to think of them as our ancestors because it's so, 100 years ago, it's so disconnected. But yes, those people that were alive 100 years ago were our grandparents, our great-grandparents, our great-great-grandparents. They were our ancestors. You know what I mean? And they survived it. And they moved on. And here we are today. You know what I mean? So, a lot of people just don't know their history. That these things have happened in the past. The thing is, we live in a modern society where we have a bigger understanding of medicine, of science. At that time, 100 years ago, there was an understanding of science and medicine already. But it wasn't nothing compared to now. And to have some, what is it? Is it a bacteria or is it a bug? Whatever it is, To have something like that can't be stopped or not understood by all these scientists and medical people scares people. You know what I mean? But, I'm 42 years old. I've been on this earth for a long time already. Long enough to have seen a lot of fucking things. Long enough to have seen a lot of things that disturbed our world. They broke us out of our comfort zone. Because face it, a lot of us are scared or worried because this is breaking us out of our comfort zone. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's in store, you know? So, when people get broken out of their comfort zone, it's a scary thing because people aren't used to being broken out of their comfort zone and they don't know how to deal with a situation where they're not in their comfort zone, where scientists and medical people don't understand what's going on fully. Maybe they do now that it's been, what, 2, 3 months that the coronavirus has been around. But, it's just, it's a tricky thing, you know what I mean? I didn't think that I would live it through my lifetime, to be truthfully honest with you. I would always hear about pandemics, but like many of you, I was like, well, we have so much medicine and so much understanding now. I don't know. And maybe it won't happen. Maybe it's just a scare tactic. And maybe it is. Who knows? I mean, because I don't personally know anyone who's gotten the H1N1 or the, what's not H1N1. That's the old one, the coronavirus. And I don't know anyone personally who's died of it or had it. You know what I mean? I do know a friend who told me that back in November he got sick and he got a lot of the same symptoms that people are saying the coronavirus is doing now. So it might have already been around for a while and people just didn't know what it was, you know? But in my 42 years of age, I've lived through a lot of things. I've lived through probably like 3 economic, recessions. I've lived through AIDS. I've lived through, you know what I mean? Yeah, AIDS was a big one. I've lived through, the swine flu and the bird flu and Ebola and all that shit. I lived through 9/11, which was fucking crazy. A crazy thing of its own. I survived the 1989 earthquake. I've been through the 2014 Napa earthquake. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of things that have disturbed the world and have disturbed things and broke us out of our comfort zone. And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? I don't care how hardcore or how tough or how fucking crazy you think you are. You can't lie to me and tell me that this doesn't concern you just a little bit. And if you were to tell me that, I think you'd be fucking full of shit and you'd be fooling yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody's concerned a little bit. Everybody has some kind of concern about what's going on. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm not terrified. I'm concerned like all of you because I don't know what's going to happen. I know eventually it's going to pass. They're going to find some kind of containment for it. And we're going to move on with our lives. And we're just going to remember it as that time that, this virus hit. The only reason I'm not on some end of the world apocalypse scenario because it's not the end of the world and it's not an apocalypse. It's not like a fucking meteor or a nuclear war is about to happen. You know what I mean? It's a bug, it's a disease, and it's happened in the past, like I said. You know what I mean? It's things that have happened before. Pandemics are nothing new. They've killed millions of people, and they left. You know what I mean? People don't know, like in the old days, there used to be a lot of cholera epidemics where people would, they would like, decimate whole towns and communities. You know what I mean? And those, like I said, those people persevered and they kept going. They were our ancestors, you know what I mean? And they survived it. And, we're here. And we're going to survive this and we're going to be here in the future. And we're going to be able to tell our grandkids, our kids, our great grandkids, and, you know what I mean, about this, But, yeah, it's just, well, yeah, I see someone posted something right now. They've been talking about pandemics and this kind of stuff for a long time, you know what I mean? It's nothing new. I actually had read something about, I want to say about 4 or 5 months ago, and it talked about how there was a recession coming. sometime soon. There was a lot of like experts talking about that a recession was coming, an economic downfall. And the way you got to look at the economy, I'm not an economist, so I'm not going to tell you, how economies work, but at least from what I know through history, you know, like say in the 1929, they had the crash of 1929, and that created what the Great Depression, which was horrible, which decimated the United States economy, what I mean, and left a lot of people homeless and jobless and struggling. But once again, those people survived. They persevered, and here we are today. We're the ancestors of those people, a lot of us. So it's uh it's nothing new. I mean, look at in 1910, the Mexican Revolution, which if you have Mexican ancestry, the Mexican Revolution, the one with Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata and all that. I mean, decimated Mexico's economy, everything. And guess what? The people persevered, man. We're here. We're the ancestors of those people as well. You know what I mean? Here we are. But yeah, it's like just weird times, man. It's weird times, and you know, there's just a lot of uncertainties. That's why people are scared. People are nervous. You know what I mean? And some might say that this is some kind of apocalyptic scenario, and they're gonna declare martial law, and they're gonna start rounding us up into FEMA camps and all that bullshit. I don't know. I don't see that happening anytime soon. I would say if motherfuckers start acting stupid and start doing dumb shit and looting and hurting people, preying on people, then yeah, they probably will declare martial law if people start acting you know what I mean? But it's interesting times, man. I don't really know what to make of it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to take care of myself, taking care of my immune system, working out, because they said that a lot of people that get affected by this tend to be people that are, well, in their 50s and 60s, but I'm in my 40s already. You know what I mean? And people that are unhealthy. And I mean, I'm not the healthiest. I'm not unhealthy, but I'm not the healthiest. I mean, I have had problems with high blood pressure before, even though I've taken care of it now. You know, I've had kidney stones in the past, and thank God I've never had pneumonias or nothing like that. But you know, I'm out here exercising. I'm doing my mile walk out here. Gonna walk a mile. Didn't get a chance to do it earlier because I was kind of busy earlier, doing some stuff at home. And yeah, it's just the uncertainty, man. People are always gonna be nervous of the uncertain. What's gonna happen? I don't know. Is this gonna go away? I'm pretty sure it is. I'll give it about a month, and things will be back somewhat to normal. But one thing I could tell you, like 9/11, you know what I mean? The world will never be the same after this. That's one thing I've learned from 9/11. The world was never the same after 9/11, and the world will never be the same after this. There's going to be some changes. What those changes are, I don't know. There's probably going to be a whole lot of fucking more, uh, how can I say, health. There's probably going to be a big movement on health. You know what I mean? Especially on how to prevent diseases. Probably more so than they were doing before. You know what I mean? And our politicians, whether you're Republican or Democrat, right now is not the time to fucking fight on who's who and who's this. If this is real and this is gonna really potentially kill a lot of people, then it's time for our politicians, our fucking so-called politicians, to get their heads out of their asses, stop fucking fighting, and work together to fucking end this shit, or to keep it under control, or to prevent a bunch of people from dying. You know what I mean? If this coronavirus is real, so yeah, man. I mean, I haven't made a video since this all happened. I've been wanting to. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I don't. All this, they're gonna quarantine and put us in martial law and put us in FEMA. I don't fucking know. I mean, it could happen, and if it did happen, what the fuck can we do, really? You know what I mean? But yeah. I guess escape to the mountains or the woods or something if it does happen, if you can. But, you know, just take care of yourself. Exercise, take a lot of vitamin C, take immune boosters. I be taking immune boosters in the morning when I wake up. You know what I mean? If you have health problems like high blood pressure, take care of it. If you have to take pills, take the pills. Exercise, run, whatever you can. Sweat, you know what I mean? Exercise. Don't be a lazy slob. You know what I mean? Take care of your immune system. Go to the store and just buy you some vitamin C pills if you have to. You know what I mean? Drink a lot of orange, eat a lot of oranges, vegetables, fruits. You know what I mean? If you can find toilet paper to wipe your ass, that's another weird thing that's been going on with all this. Luckily, I have some that'll last me a little bit. I didn't have to hoard. I just bought some ahead of time, and I have enough to last me at least within to the next month, which is cool. So I'm not tripping off the toilet paper shit. You know what I mean? I got sanitizers at home, and I got Clorox wipes too. And I just been keeping clean, washing my hands, drinking a lot of water, keeping my body hydrated. Like I said, right now I'm walking a mile because I want to, exercise. I didn't get a chance earlier yesterday. I cut my grass, which was hella grass in my yard, and it took me almost like 2 hours. It was a workout in itself. I'm just keeping busy, man. Playing the drum at home, getting better at it. You know what I mean? Just keeping myself busy. I can't keep myself at home not doing shit because I'm going to drive myself crazy, you know? But, yeah, man, strange times, and all I can say is just take care of yourself and keep it moving, man. Just be good and keep your sanity. You know what I mean? Meditate. Don't overwhelm yourself with this shit. Don't let it cause you to go crazy, or don't freak out. You know what I mean? I haven't freaked out yet. I've been nervous, because I had like a little bit of cold symptoms the other day, but they went away. And, all I could do is pray for the best and just try to take care of myself. That's all I can do. And we're going to get through this. Life is going to get back to normal, and just going to be like 9/11 or anything else, or the 89 earthquake, or anything that happened in the past. We're just going to remember it as that time that was a trip. You know what I mean? And we're going to tell our grandkids. The same way I tell my nephews about the earthquake in 89, or I tell some of the younger people about 9/11, you know what I mean? Something similar to that. We're going to look back on it at the next generation that's coming up, and we're just going to tell them, we remember that crazy time when this pandemic hit. I'm pretty sure the survivors of the Spanish flu in 1918, 100 years ago, told their grandkids about how scary it was, or the ancestors of the Great Depression. You know what I mean? I'm someone who survived the 2008 recession, which fucked me up because I lost my job, I lost money, a lot of things. You know what I mean? And I'll still never forget that. So I'm gonna keep doing my walk because this is taking time from doing my walk. So we'll talk later. I'll make another video in a couple of days. Keep you guys posted. But all I can say is just take care of yourself, Raza, and do what you gotta do. And hopefully you're stocked up on toilet paper. And keep yourself clean and keep yourself hydrated. Keep yourself exercising, working out. Listen to music. Turn off the news. Turn off the bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's all I can really say. This Jose with Oakland Latinos United out.